We were all shocked when we saw the end of the first season of Alchemy of Souls. Since this series began, there have been things that have not been clarified and details that we still do not understand. Most fans had the expectation that at the end of the first season many things were explained, however, there were more doubts than answers. That's why today I'm going to talk about the things that were not explained in Alchemy of Souls. But first, remember to subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell to be among the first to see our content. Apparently, part of the style of the Hwang sisters, who are the writers of this amazing series, is that they present content that can be confusing to viewers. Although there are fans who were uncomfortable because there are still things that were not understood in the series, there are others who like this kind of dynamic full of mystery, suspense, and expectation. For this reason, we are going to mention some things that were not understood. Let's start with one of the most famous: the Ice Stone. The Ice Stone is very important in the series and is one of the most confusing and contradictory things. At first, it was not well understood what the Ice Stone really was. Then there was an explanation that brought more confusion than explanation. For example, in the scene where Mudok is supposedly inside the Ice Stone and Buyeon as a child and adult Buyeon appears to her, an explanation of the Ice Stone is given. According to what was said, the Ice Stone is not limited in shape, size, or place. It can be water, fire, or wind, and no one can possess the Ice Stone, they only use its power. But then why did the relics tell Mudok that it was the Ice Stone? Why was Mudok able to control the Ice Stone for a while? Why did Jae-wook, when he was in the sky with the stars, take the Ice Stone? For what reason did Ho-young bring the Ice Stone in a glass container? For what reason was the Ice Stone hidden in a lake? All those scenes prove that the stone was in someone's possession. I find it a bit contradictory that they explained that the Ice Stone no one can have it, and scenes were presented of when people had them. Now, does it mean that there is only one Ice Stone? There are many Ice Stones, or just some people are the ones who can invoke the presence of the Ice Stone? Could it be that the Ice Stone is just part of nature itself and only appears through some kind of ritual? Could the Ice Stone really disappear? What powers does it actually have? All these questions are up in the air, and although we may have many theories, the concept of the Ice Stone has not yet been clearly explained. Another thing that was not explained well was the scene when Buyeon as a child and Buyeon as an adult appeared. Why in the world did two Buyeon have to appear, one from the past and one from the present? This part is very confusing because they are supposedly the same soul but in past and present, something that is a little incomprehensible. We can also wonder why they both appeared when the stone manifested. Does the Ice Stone have trapped souls? We do not know. If we talk about incomprehensible apparitions, we have to talk about when Mudok fell asleep in Mr. Lee's house. When Mudok was sleeping, she had a vision or a dream where she was seeing adult Buyeon, and you could see that she didn't know what was going on. But the surprised face was because she really didn't know her or because she did know her. We remember that Naksu had the same vision of adult Buyeon when her soul stayed in Mudok's body. The question is, does Naksu really know that Buyeon's soul is next to hers? Another important scene that was not understood was when Jae-wook was about to shift his soul. We can see that Buyeon appeared in the middle of the process and saved him, but not only saved him, but it could be perceived as if Buyeon knew him or was in love with him. But if we talk about soul exchanges, we have to talk about the main one, when Naksu tried to exchange her soul with another woman's body and suddenly appeared in Mudok's body. How was Buyeon able to do that? No scene was presented explaining how she intervened in that soul shifting. Could it be that she entered that soul shifting process as she did with Jae-wook? But how could she get a soul to enter her body, knowing that the other soul could dominate her own body? If we talk about Buyeon, her story has not been well explained yet. We only know that she fell into a lake and an old woman rescued her, but we don't know what happened during that time. We don't know if she really lost her memory, we don't know why she didn't look for her family, we don't really know who she is, and how powerful she is. The scene when Jangan resurrects her with the ice stone was not presented either, so we don't know if it is the same soul or another one. Another detail that was not well understood was why if Naksu's body was burned it would appear in Season 2. Although we did not see the ashes of Naksu's body, we could see that the body was being burned. We know that this series is a fantasy series, but this part is not explained well, so we hope they can do it in Season 2. One of the things that left fans curious was that they don't clearly talk about Naksu's mother, they only talked about the father. But what makes it more confusing is that they mentioned that Naksu's father had gone feral and was getting petrified, and that's why they killed him. But with that information we can think that really in Naksu's father's body was not the real soul, but that he had changed his body and that Naksu's father's soul is in another body. We can think many things because we do not have complete information. We also added that it was not well explained how Naksu developed. The only thing they presented is that she sometimes met Jin-moo and sometimes spent time with Seo-yeol. But it is not known who else she met while she was in hiding, we don't know if she meets any other characters in the series. Her story has the same emptiness as Bayeon's story. Another detail that many have commented on is about the symbolisms of the series. We can see that from the beginning there have been many symbolisms in different things, such as swords, walls or other objects, and those symbolisms are very difficult to decipher, and we understand that it will have an important explanation or meaning in the story. An important detail and a little confusing was the character of Jin Seol-ran. Although she is not an active character in the story, she is a character that should have been explained a little better to understand other things. Also, the words of the heart letter was a bit confusing, although of course they explained some details. Many think that the poem really talks about how the ice stone can be summoned, and others think that it is the opposite, that it is about how to remove the ice stone. Although we know that the letter is related to the story of So-young and Sol-ran, there are things that were not well understood. We still have many doubts about many things in this series, and although there are of course many theories that can explain various scenes, the truth is that they have not yet explained many things clearly. So we will have to wait until December to understand and see all this story in a clearer way, and we hope that Season 2 will answer all our questions. What other scene do you think they didn't explain well? Leave your comment here so we can read it. If you liked this video, like and share it with your friends.